Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking on Miele cooker hood, which is a ceiling cooker hood. The model we're looking at is DA2806, but this video should work with most ceiling cooker hoods because the principle is the same. So yes, what we're gonna have to do is obviously take the machine down. We're replacing the faulty motor as it stopped working, and we will be replacing with a brand new one. So yeah, grab the coffee and enjoy the video. Before carrying out any maintenance or repairs, make sure your appliance is isolated from the power supply, unplug from the wall or switch off from the spare. First of all, we're gonna have to gain the access to our locking mechanism, which is holding our cooker hood in the ceiling. So we're gonna start with removing both mesh filters, and then we need to gain the access to both panels on the left and right hand side, which they are secured with T20 screws. In every corner there is a marking where the locking mechanism is. As you can see, we protect the induction hob underneath, as you never know, you might have a screwdriver falling down, screw falling down, panel falling down, so the induction hob is secure. Now we removing all screws on left and the right hand side, and we remove both panels so we can gain the access to our locking mechanism. After panels been removed, now you can see we get access to our locking mechanism. It's like a spinning wheel, which depending which direction you will be spinning will be unlocking or locking. So obviously we will be unlocking. So please be very careful. The machine is quite heavy, and be aware this is going to be two-man lift. I would never attempt this removing on my own, so you're gonna need ask someone to help you with it, as you undo your locking mechanism, the machine might go down crashing. Start unlocking all four mechanisms and spinning in the direction where it says unlocking. Machine will start lowering down. Lower the machine down about 10 millimeters. So then what you want to do is lift the machine every corner and unlock again, so the locking mechanism, it will close and the machine will be free, so we can drop it down. As you can see, this is our locking mechanism. So if the weight of the machine is resting on the ceiling, that will not close. That's why you have to lift the machine up and then keep unlocking, so eventually every arm will close and the machine will be free. I know it's not an easy task, that's why you're gonna need a second person to help you hold the machine. Now, finally, we got our machine down on the table. So we need to gain the access to our motor, which will be replaced. So most of the screws are T20, but some of the screws in the base are actually nuts. They are 7 millimeters nuts. And like I said, most of the screws on the machines are gonna be T20. So undo all the screws, take the front panel off, so we can gain proper access to our motor. On this machine, the motor simply had no continuity, where we've pre-diagnosed that before, that's why we know that, and we're replacing the motor. Those motors, they are pretty reliable motors, but bear in mind this is a 12 years old machine and is used on daily basis, morning, afternoon, evening, so it's a very heavy use. The last 12 years, so I think it's well done. We're gonna replace with a new one, and the machine is gonna be back in use for the customer. finally, we have access to our motor. Again, bear in mind the motor is quite heavy. It's held with 4 screws on the top, so if you be undoing the screws, be careful because it might actually, again, fall down slightly. On the top of the machine and top of the motor, we have our butterfly valve. That valve has to be removed and transfer over to the new motor. Simply, if you do not do that and left the new motor without butterfly valve, what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a lot of cold air coming back, a lot of draft coming back into the kitchen. So do not forget, it's very important to transfer over unless you wanna install the new one into the new motor. So as I said, very simply, 4 screws. Be careful when you undoing the last screw, the whole motor will just go down. On the right hand side, depending on the type of the motor, you got 2 plugs. On the newer models, the actual lead can be attached to the motor. It goes all the way to the electronic and is plugged in directly to the electronic. On this model, it's plugged in into the motor. Simply slide it back and then boom, you got your old motor out, and this one is ready to be discarded from the machine, and so we can install the brand spanking new one. There you go, we got a new motor straight out of the box. Simply just slide in, and you're gonna have to secure with 4 T20 screws. Just make sure before you do that, start lining up as best you can, as I didn't, and what I had to do is obviously I secure a couple of screws, then I have to loose them up and secure them again. It's not rocket science, but yeah, to save time, try to line it up as best as possible so you can attach it properly. I've decided not to give you any part numbers because I believe it's no point. It's so many different models, they look pretty much the same. There's a variation on the serial and index number, so I think it's no point. It's best if you obviously go by your model serial and index number. Everything else go back in reverse order, so just reconnect all the electrical connections and make sure they're nice and secure. Reattach all remaining panels, and your machine will be pretty much ready to be reinstalled and reconnect. Please do not forget, when you reinstalling the machine, you're gonna need second person, as it's pretty much impossible to secure this machine, lift it up and secure in the ceiling on your own. It's a quite heavy machine, so it's a proper 2-man job. I can't stress enough from health and safety perspective. So I hope you like this video. There's many more videos coming on this model, how to change the electronic, how to change front electronic and control electronic. So if you like the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next videos. Thanks very much for watching and take care. Bye.